If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools to allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will even distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more platforms. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. So I'm looking at these articles over the Little Mermaid, the little black mermaid, if you would. And people are like, I've seen videos, I've seen the TikToks, I've seen the deep fakes from people creating deep fakes, making it a white Ariel versus the actress that has been cast, which is Halle Bailey. I've seen the links that people have gone to express their absolute hate for this fictional character. And mind you, they're like, stating, if a white person played a black person or Dr. King or some other shit like that. I mean, just the ridiculous statements that are being made. So I'm seeing all the outlash about people losing their fucking minds over a little black mermaid. And the crazy part about it, just because it's a fictional character, so it's not something that's historical. And if people would just do their due diligence before getting ignorant, I guess they holding on to this idea of what a character should be, what a made-up cartoon should be. And mind you, I don't know if you guys recall, I did have an episode with the fellas, and we did discuss, when they were talking about making the James Bond thing. And I believe, I was like, why? Why do we want a black female James Bond? And I was like, why don't we just create another spy? Because there's so much room in that niche, that's an established character, right? The James Bond thing, established character, however they have him written up, he's a white guy in his mid 30s, right? So that character is established. We don't need to pounce and change everything and go off, and make it a female, and not do that, a person of color, female, a black female. And it's not like we're making the choices. Black people are not going into these executive boarded, executive meetings and saying, hey, you know what? I think it's time for us to have a black Ariel, or I think it's time for us to have a black. It's not. We're not the decision makers. But yet, when other people of non-color, white people, see this, they freak out, and it's like we in return receive all this hate, this outlash. Like, if we could control the media that's coming out, per se, if we had control of it, wouldn't we have done it a long time? And not just for a mermaid, we would do it for other things. We would do it for programs that actually uplift. I would think, I can say that, but I would think there'd be enough sound and mind heads that would put their heads together, right? The executives that would actually come up with something that was positive for the community, not detrimental, right? So I'm looking at these, and I'm seeing it, and it's saying, article here, Teen Vogue, and then it comes, if you do your due diligence, you see there's a history of Yamaya, Santeria's queenly ocean goddess mermaid, and this goes back centuries, guys. This is before Disney. So basically, I'll read from it. This is from the Yoruba religion. It's from Africa, and she was brought over. Yamaya was brought over to the New World by enslaved Africans as early as the 16th century. When was Disney created? So therefore, when was The Little Mermaid created? Okay. I just wanted to put that out there. So the article reads by Amber C. Snyder. There's been a lot of discussion about the materials lately. On Wednesday, it was announced that Chloe X Halle singer Halle Bailey would be cast as Ariel in a live-action remake of Disney's Little Mermaid. What was meant to be a celebratory moment for the talented artist became a heated dialogue on social media about the validity of having a young black woman play a white animated character adapted from the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale. But the origins of the story of mermaids is one of the diverse folklores and spirituality that spans across the world in many different iterations, with some being of African descent. Often depicted as a queenly mermaid, Yemaya is considered the ocean mother goddess in Santeria, an Afro-Caribbean religion practiced around the world with anchored roots in Yoruba religion. Yemaya was brought over to the New World by the enslaved Africans as early as the 16th century. If you're not a person of color and you are seeing these TikTok blind reveals where these mothers are calling their daughters to watch the reveal in this trailer of essentially the mermaid, right? Who Ariel is going to be. The girls have no clue. They're like, what's this? Oh, okay. And they're watching it. And to see these girls light up, as far as the ages, some of them look like they're 3 years old all the way to like 11 or 12. One looks like she was like maybe 16. But to see, I'm gonna say it myself. We talk about it. Unless you have a degree in psychology, we can and have done studies or whatever. We can say whatever the hell we want to say, speaking on opinion. But to actually see what this means to these little girls is unreal. It's just to see it. If it doesn't tear you up as a person, as a human, to see little girls react because they see someone on the screen that they can identify with, that they can relate to. Like, oh my God, they're actually proud of. The girls are instantly seeing it and they're crying. They're tearing up. They're holding their breath. And this reaction speaks on how much these characters mean to these kids. And granted, like, yeah, they gave us what? They gave the Princess and the Frog, right? Okay, that was put out years ago. But how long did it take to get a black princess? And these are things that mainstream media need to focus on, because it does have a huge effect on kids feeling proud about who they are if they can see something on the screen that's in a positive light, mind you. Okay, because I mean, yeah, we'll have all the stereotypical characters in these movies and film, or a single mother and she's struggling and that's fucking everyday life, right? Mind you, that's everyday life. Nobody wants to see everyday life. People want to see the possibility of what they can be. Possibility of what can be. They want escapism. A lot of people don't want to look and see the reality of their life every day on the TV, or the reality of what other people think this is all you are. This is all you can ever be. Right? So, well, essentially, like, mermaids belong in folklore, right? But they belong to so many other religions and ethnicities. And so it's not just Disney. Do you guys remember when Black Panther came out? And this was almost like the little engine that could, because of the budget they had and what they did with that, and becoming one of the, at the time, biggest selling superhero film, right? And then the internet went crazy with people dressing up in the African attire, right? Going to these theaters, and just this pride. It was from young to old. This phenomenon that just occurred. But it was pride. It was beautiful. It was positive. I remember, having a friend, my former co-host, one of my former co-hosts, Nick, which happens to be white. And I remember going to his house. He had a Halloween thing, Halloween get-together party. And I remember us going to the house, and what did I dress up as? It's so funny. I actually dressed up as Deadpool, and Kate dressed up as Catwoman, and the girls, what the hell did they dress up as? I forget. They dressed up as something, our daughters. But I remember seeing his son dress up, and he's white, and he was dressed as Black Panther. And then I just saw the positive effect to it, because here you have someone that, and it's because it's a superhero, because it's black, their parents being open and saying, hey, you want to be whatever you want to be and dress up as a black person, and it's okay because that superhero is in a positive light. And you're slowly planting seeds in people's minds to say, okay, maybe black people aren't all crazy that the media, describes them as or depicts them as. Maybe they can be heroes. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's a good thing to want to be black, because we have this stigma that we, black, bad, black, ugly. And we need to frankly work on that, not as just a community, but as a society. Because I believe in the long run, it helps us all out. If we're sharing the spotlight with other communities, other ethnicities, so they can have a sense of pride in themselves. But yeah, I just felt I had to jump on here and had to speak on this. Because I saw the trailer and I was like, what? I looked, and in my mind I was like, oh shit, well, it's going to start. Me being, a Generation X baby, knew the ramifications that were going to happen, because some people are just stuck to their ideas and don't want to let go. And this is a cartoon. There's probably so much passion going into this than a lot of things politically there should be passionate about, or human rights or civil rights that people should partake in, or fucking anything happening in people's communities, in their neighborhood, right? On a local level. There's probably, or even people, parents worried about what their children are doing in school. They're probably taking more time out of this to focus their energy on being as ridiculous and evil and vindictive as they can be. But if you see these TikToks with these little girls, how can you not say, oh shit, I get it? Because people of color don't have anything to strive to be but people of non-color. I mean, how would you feel if you're a white person and you have, let's say the roles were reversed and everything was black. Everything was a person of color, Hispanic, whatever the case may be, Asian. And every year, for Halloween, which is supposed to be a fun thing that you make believe, these kids are trying to be, your kids are trying to be characters that don't reflect them, that they don't relate to, but they strive to be, not because of what the character looks like, but what the character has instilled in them, the qualities. Good, fight for justice, Superman or whatever. But outside of that, there's no relation to them. They don't really connect with the character, other than the color of skin is the only thing they don't connect with. But everything else, the qualities, what they strive to be, just imagine that. And myself, being a person of color, being black myself, I've seen it. I'm like, Halloween for what? There's only a certain amount of characters you can be. And if you're something else, then is that going to be the punt of someone's joke? Like if I'm Batman, is he going to be, oh, this dude's Batman, but he doesn't need any more black because he's Batman if you wear the cowl. Subconsciously that goes through your mind. But you probably don't know that. Black people are kicking themselves and picking on themselves before they even enter an arena with a person that non of color, a white person, because that's how they feel. They feel like, oh shit, I'm going to get it. So they start picking at themselves and picking one apart because they know that's the shit they're going to get when they walk into any venue that's, you know, that they feel out of place being something they're not. So like say, yeah, Halloween party is like, okay, you know, it's, you don't know if people are making fun of you because, hey, you're a black person trying to be Superman. Oh, where's the cornrows? Where's the Jerry curl? You know, shit like that. All that stuff goes in your head. All of it. So the importance of this black Ariel girl character, which, like I said, I'm always one for, hey, make new characters. Whatever. Because I know how strong people are about their beliefs and their system and tradition or whatever the case may be. Even though we're, a lot of those things are escaping us these days. Tradition is out the door. Families, what's family? That's something that's barely even, promoted. Honest to goodness, guys, this was seriously just me jumping on and had to rant. I had to rant, and then I had to do my due diligence and look up to see, because I saw things online saying, hey, well, this mermaid origins are from Africa. And rather than just take it and run, I had to take it and Google. But that's just not, it's not just something I can do. It's something that other people that are reacting can do as well. So anyway, Disney, I applaud you for taking this leap. And I think you can take it a step further and just do more. More characters that are standalone. More princesses, just more standalone characters. Guys, if you're loving what you're hearing right now and you're still tuning in, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. You know why? Because you don't want to be a wallflower. If you're enjoying this content that I'm bringing and continuously will bring, then please subscribe, share, let your uncle know, that your aunt, your niece, let anyone you know about the podcast, and let's get us up with more subscriptions. Enjoy the rest of the show. Okay, guys, to conclude this episode, I'm going to leave you with a little montage that has been put together on TikTok of these little girls responding and reacting to the reveal of The Little Mermaid. And you can decide whether what Disney did was great or if it was a huge mistake. Either way, enjoy.
Why can't we see your face?
They're about to show it. Keep watching.
Oh, she's black! Oh my god! Yes, 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 yes! Oh my god! Yes! Oh my god! Yes! Yes! Black Mermaid! Let's go! It's a king black Mermaid.
She's a real mermaid.
She's a real one?
Yeah, because she opens her eyes and she can sing.
Yeah?
Yeah,
She look like you?
a little bit. Oh wow.
What'd you say?
She's black! She's black!
What's that kind of mermaid, Mom? What's that kind of mermaid?
It's the new Ariel.
That is Ariel? Are you sure that's the real her?
I know, right? Go.
She's brown like me, Mom.
What, baby?
She's brown like me.
Yeah, she's brown like you.
I'm so excited to see the movie.
We're gonna go see it when it comes out in the theater.
Yes! She's brown like me.
Yeah, she's brown like you.
Her voice is beautiful. She's black! Mama, she's black! What? Mama! They made a black Ariel! What? Terry! I'm sorry, but what?